Okay, I got in and out of SPY quite a bit. You can see here that obviously SPY and the Qs had a pretty strong week. Didn't finish super strong. Well, I guess it did. It's just like the day doesn't look that great. But ultimately, the week on the SPYs and Qs was pretty aggressive. So, if you watch my earlier video this week, I'm saying like the market is bullish. Like there's no real reason to be shorting, um, if it's more than a scalp. So right out the gate, I longed SPY. It gapped up. You can see the gap up better on the daily chart, right? So if this is open, this was SPY's close, so it gapped up, and I just rode that wave up the first, I don't know, 15-20 minutes of the market. So when it flipped continuity, right, it went from red to green, I got in a long on SPY, a long 0 day. High risk trade, wasn't looking, to do hundreds of percents, was just trying to ride the wave. I got out pretty much at this in this section of the first 15. When I take trades like that on SPY and I'm unsure, because this is indicating, let me take a step back. What I'm seeing here is that very little profit was taken and they're still pumping the market, right? What I know is that someone has to take profit at some time, right? We have gapped how many dollars? What's that, $6-ish in the morning, and we just pumped, right? Profit taking has to take place sometime. So I actually got out at the end of the 15-minute candle because I was unsure of when that profit taking would take place, and I knew that if it didn't take place then, I would get an entry, right? So took that up, did like 80% like right out of the gate, because the first like hour, really the first 30 minutes of the day is like very volatile in trading just in general, especially if you're in 0 days. So took that 80% and then saw this pullback, right? And I mentioned in the chat that I wanted, I believe, this bar here. I wanted this to stay inside because I wanted to long SPY. So if you look at, and if you go back in the chat, you'll see my comment. But yeah. So I'm going to have to put my crosshairs on really quickly. You can see this bar, right? This inside 15. When I was talking about it, this 3 bar was also inside, right? So I wanted a double inside 15 that would trigger this 1, 2, 2, 30. So let's see if that makes more sense, more zoomed in. So I wanted to long SPY, right? Like I'm still bullish. I knew that profit taking had to take place, but I wanted to have that TTO and then keep going higher, right? When I made my statement of I want a double inside 15 to domino to a 30, this 3 bar was an inside bar. So I wanted this to be double inside 15 because the 30 was inside, right? And I wanted that to be able to trigger. I walked away from my machine then, and I came back and saw this shooter 30. So I shorted SPY instead of longing, right? Because what this is showing me is that profit taking isn't finished. However, it was like really short-lived for me. Like I wrote it down to like probably here, and like that's not true. I wrote it down here and like wasn't really paying attention and like had to ride this back up. And so I took like 10%. But this is actually a fine and fair scalp trade, right? Like the 30 set up, it comes down, you take your profit right here at this profit target. I didn't do that. I just wasn't paying enough attention. So I took like 10% gain on that. And then what I really wanted was a long, right? So my long setup here, just took this long on SPY. So took that and then went up. And really, I should be paying more attention to my 0 days. I was just quite busy on Friday. I'm sure this trade probably did 100%. And you can look at it here, right? Like this 15 dominoes into an add on the 30, right? Flips the continuity back green on the day. But, I just didn't do that. Really, this video is about getting in and getting out. So I already know what I want to happen. It happens in the morning. I get out, right? Take my profit, get out. I can always get back in. It comes down, which is what I expected. I wanted a long. I didn't take it. I wasn't paying attention, thankfully, right? Because it didn't go long. I ended up taking another short, right? So I was able to get back into the trade, come back down, and then what I really wanted happened, right? So take that profit, even though I wasn't paying attention, wish I were. I'm sure that would have been a decent gain. Come back in here and ride it all the way up, right? And I can't tell you where I stopped out. Again, like I should have just been paying more attention and taken whatever this profit was. I think I got out like in this area. And I was like, oh shit, I'm still in a trade. So I lost quite a bit of those earnings. But regardless, you can always get back in and out of trades. So I traded SPY 3 times and took profit 3 times. That's fine, right? And I quite enjoy being able to do that because, you just kind of see the P&L just kind of tick up as opposed to having to hold really aggressively and have the nervousness of whatever 0 days may bring.